Don't blink as you blink. Welcome to the show. Today is doing well. So having a wonderful day on this I'm streaming. On this 24th July 2025, today we are talking about a single word, which is mukbang. Mukbang, depending on where you're from, depending on the culture, depending on how you think they should be pronounced. The reason as to why we're talking about that is, so there's this guy, Smooth Bar 777, talked about him yesterday, great dude, and he asked me to do a mukbang. And I'm like, okay, if you want, no, it didn't happen yesterday, it happened 2 days ago. He asked me to do a mukbang, so he's like, yo, you should do a mukbang. And he makes some good content, so as a kind of friend, but also as a co-worker, I thought about this with my video of Sir Was Out O3. So I made a video about it. Another one of my content creator friends, which is I've been friend with for years, and with great content creator, like you're a friend, but we're also walking down this parallel line, right? So he told me to do a mukbang. So I said, okay, no problem, right? And then I posted some old content. Now, before we continue, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't have a chance to eat yet. We've been up for like 5 hours. That's not bad. I'm gonna be tasting some prime bite. Little secret. I tasted these before a lot of time. Little secret with these. You actually have to put them in the fridge. Put them in the freezer. So what you're gonna do is this is little pepperoni, little sausage, little pepperoni cocks, as Cheddar Park boys would say. So the secret here is pepperoni is a lot of grease in it, right? It's not the healthiest snack. There's a lot of grease. And with the grease, what is kind of cool here is that when you put it in the freezer or in the fridge, it kind of solidifies. So you get almost this jelly-like. So, my apologies. Is it good warm? Yes. There's so much better like this. So then I posted old content. Now good news. We posted all the content we had to post. For the recent past, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on this phone and I'm gonna take all the behind the scene and I'm gonna post them. Now the cool thing with the behind the scene is they're all so small. What I might do is this is content that dates back from the winter. What we're doing here, I couldn't do it because of how cool it is and how not good for the camera it is. So, with that being said, I think what we're gonna do is pretty simple. I'm gonna take all of these small videos, put them together. So right now we have all of these content, all of these small videos. And after 3 more days, and then this one will almost be empty. And then what we'll do is we'll move to the GoPro footage from last year, which I haven't touched even yet, and we have 1,000 gig for it. So a lot of content. If I'm starting school, I'm starting a full-time job soon, I have to do it now, you know? So, come back to it. You know, this video was me eating a hamburger with my mom. And a good friend of mine, Andrew, who's like a little brother to me, came in and was like, yo, do a mukbang. Now, that's 2 people, short amount of time, that comes in and say, hey, do this type of content. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, yo, you guys really want me to do mukbang? Now, disclaimer, and it's okay, I got a lot of mukbangs on my YouTube channel. So the mukbang is a complex story. I'm gonna make it short for you guys. I'll make it long for the other people. Short version. Mukbangs are one of the first type of videos that I created before I start really making content. I was watching a lot of Nico Avocado, so mukbang was something that I was interested in. Now they're all on the YouTube. Some of them are on the TikTok, but not all of them. So you can find them there. First of all. Second of all, the long version. If you guys want me to do mukbangs, I am more than happy. If somebody told me yes tomorrow, go do some hiking. I'm like, and I did some hiking, but mukbang, totally up my court. So where did my love from mukbang come from? And now I know. Oh, some people ask you to do mukbang. Accidentally, you're interested with mukbang. Not really. So the reason I stopped doing mukbang is actually quite simple. We're doing mukbang before, but then I started doing TikTok live. The TikTok live was so much fun, and I started doing them before mukbang. It was just so much fun. Now, what I can do for you guys before we even continue, there's some condition. I'm trying to lose weight. Gotta do mukbang every single day. I'm also not the most rich person, so I'm thinking that once a week a mukbang would be actually a really nice idea, right? Depending on what we want to do, I can do sushis, I can do whatever it takes, right? There's a really good sushi place nearby. I can absolutely do that. Or a nice little burger, or a nice little poutine, Okay, nice fucking mukbang. Now with that being said, there is some fear to it. Because again, and I love Nick, but a lot of mukbang, it's not that it's promoting something that's not healthy. You shouldn't eat that much food. This is how I got fat, And all the content so far about my channel, nothing has actually been like, hey, put yourself in danger. So, but once a week, it's a good idea. Now, my love for mukbang. Life is insane. Life is insane. No matter how you put it, life is insane. Here's why. So how it started, which is a really good question. How it started is about 6 years ago. I was at work, okay? And at work, I was working with Romanians, which we're talking Romanian a lot. Now, I can talk in Romanian, I can understand Romanian. Can I have fluid conversation? Not really. I'm gonna be able to have very simple conversation, but not to a degree of, oh my god, I understood every single thing that you meant, So I started listening to music at first. It was podcast. Then it was music, because I love music. And I was like, okay, this is a good idea. And then it became it became shows. So one of the shows that I was watching a lot was Orange Springs. I watched Orange Springs a lot. And then out of the surprise, I started listening to audiobooks. Audiobooks was possibly the best thing I've ever done. There were so many of them on YouTube back in the day before all the copyrighted shit. We're talking about The Godfather. We're talking about, this is leaking, dude. This is absolutely leaking. You put in an ice pack to make sure that the phone will cool down. Audiobooks, what else? That's pretty much it, to be honest. That's pretty much it. The Godfather, V for Vendetta, Fight Club, The Rising of the Shield Hero, Reconnect as a Slime, Overlord, All I Do Is Kill. That's pretty much it, to be honest. So we did that. Now, I do a lot of the greatest thing with that was the day would pass super fast. Now, I got new people in the job coming in, and those people were my friends. They were not. Oh my god, that's Romanian. It doesn't matter if you're Romanian; they're still my homies. But they weren't part of the old club. Like, they were new guy too. So I was one of the newest guy. I was one of the nicest to approach. So one of the guy, Junior, Filipino, would come to me. I was like his only friend in the place, which is sad because there was a lot of racism, right? So he comes in and he went to talk. So I'm like, okay, well, I cannot do really books anymore because he's gonna talk to me for 15 minutes, and there you go, the whole books. I don't know what's going on. So I started watching. I started watching podcasts. Then again, it lasted 2-3 months that I was done with. So what happened? Oh, by the way, I forgot one of the most important parts. Comic Historian. It's full stories of comics. I've watched that shit religiously. So my algorithm presented me with a video of Kid Boga. Who is Kid Boga? Kid Boga is a scam baiter. He is one of my many role models on the platform. Kid Boga was. I'm gonna make a video about him today too. Because today we're very inspired to make videos. He just was exactly what I wanted to be. He was a prankster, but also a human, which doesn't make any sense, but very human. So when Kid Boga came in, I was like, okay, well, this is content I want to listen to. And when he was releasing an hour video, 2 hours video, so I was watching that shit religiously. It was about scam baiting, which is keeping scammer on the line for as much time as possible. So Trilogy Media, James Browning, Scammer Payback, Renoa Poison, how much I know. The Kid was amazing. So I heard a thing to Kid. Now, mind you, we're in 2019. I've been working at a place I'm working for 2 years. The pandemic hits, and I get Wi-Fi. I get YouTube. Watch the entirety of Kid Boga. And then there's this guy that appeared on my For You page. His name is Avocado. Now, before we continue, disclaimer: out of the mukbang world, I only watch 2 people. Well, I watch only this 3, but the other one I haven't watched that much. Like, there's Avocado and Chelsea Lynn. Those are the only people we watch. So with Avocado, what I fell in love with was the perfect content. Perfect fucking content, because it was a guy with ADHD, so subject to subject, like me. I felt very related. Was content that you could listen for hours. You could close your eyes and just listen to the guy, right? So I fell in love. Now, oh shit. Phone's too hot. Now, what happened with Avocado is actually quite simple. Oh, shit. What do you ask me, bro? What do you ask me, bro? Shit. Shit, dude. Somebody asked me to do something for them, and I'm not okay. I'm not okay with it, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tougher. So Nick was perfect, and I started thinking Nick a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. We started listening to him. I have a whole entire playthrough. I wasn't making content yet, but of Dragon Age, Inquisition, which is a shitty game compared to the Origin. So that's it. The second game, Dragon Age, not good. Dragon Age number 3, not good. Dragon Age number 1, amazing. Classic. So, all this being said, at work I was also listening to game movies. Now, just to let you know, Dragon Age Origin is 18 hours. That's almost 3 days of work. And goes fast. So listening to Ricardo Halo. And I listen at work also. So we download this video and then we listen to them at work. I gotta say, it was super entertaining, super interesting. And then what happened was the whole Stephanie Soul fiasco. I'm not gonna get into the details because it's a question of he said, she said, which sucks. The whole thing, and now Nick is hated. I'm gonna be honest and say I don't know if it was like before, but what I can tell you is he was hated. So I go in, I'm like, oh my god, and then the content goes downhill. What I started doing, he started doing rage baiting. What I started doing is he started doing some very cartoony content, very there's a word for it. You know when you go to the fair and they draw you and they overdraw your feature? What is that? He was playing a character now, and he was playing this guy that everybody hated. And he was getting into drama, he was crying on camera, fake fights with his husband. Now this, I was completely out of it because if it was a man and a woman fighting, it wouldn't be okay. But because it's two men fighting, who cares? It kind of sucks. So I left Nick for a while. And the problem with Nick was it was perfect. Nick would, my apologies, upload an hour video per day. My day was 8 hours. Every week, I had 1 day of complete Nikocado, which was freaking perfect. Freaking amazing. So then, I started watching GMM, which was also great. But GMM, and what's sad is in years of content, I don't like all the content. I like the gut checks. I like the marathon. I like the, but the games I don't like. Guess the country I don't like. You know? So all the content I wasn't really able to watch. Plus, we finished watching Her Biscuit, which was her podcast. So we came back to Nico Shadow, free Stephanie So, and it was still enjoyable content. So now, moving forward, we have the pandemic. In between the pandemic and Nico there's about a year, right? So in 2021, and I've done listening to Nico because again, we're very restricted with what we can watch. We can only watch content before Stephanie So because it's not playing a character. So I go back to Kid Boga. No, Kid Boga, I'm like, fuck. I've watched all the content, bro, but he keeps talking about Twitch. And when we talk about Twitch, that's when I start making content. Fast forward another year, I made an amazing community, and then in the community, I show my face, and then people say, yo, you look good, we want to see more of you. And because he says that, because he says, we want to see more of you, what content can I make? So the first thing that we do is food reviews. The food reviews last 3 to 4 minutes because, again, I'm a baby YouTuber. I'm a baby content creator. I got some reviews that are me eating an ice cream and say, hey, it's good. Click. You know? And then I want to do more content, and that's the beautiful thing. Content creation, and again, this is why mukbangs are so important for me. Mukbangs comes out as a I'm gonna say that therapy. So I'm not having the best of time. I made content on social media to escape bullying. Did I escape bullying? No, but I had a output. I would go to do content on mukbang, and I would do something that I love, which is eating, and talk about my life. There's a time where I was doing a mukbang every single day. Yeah, I would not eat at work, so I can eat more at home and do a mukbang. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All of this to say, mukbang actually means a lot to me. Now again, we stopped making them because we prefer making TikTok live. But if you guys want a mukbang once a week, I am more than happy to do it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do it. If you want me to, awesome. If you don't want me to, no problem. We'll keep doing TikTok live, I guess. Either way, see, I don't care what kind of content I make. As long as I get to be myself, as long as I get to express my opinions, we're in a good position. See, I love the format of mukbang. I love the format. In my opinion, why is mukbang so cool? It's because I picture, well, I'm not picturing, I'm actually seeing myself eating, and this is actually very fucking sad, but this is what's pre-content creation. And when I say this is sad, this is not sad, but I feel like me saying this is gonna make me seem like I'm more like a victim. Oh, we put the water in the fridge, and now it's gonna be perfect for my little mix. With my little mix, I got to clean the apartment. I'm stepping on stuff, and it's not good. See, we didn't clean the apartment for 1 week, and it's a mess. I see myself talking to Nick. No, well, kinda talking to Nick. All he's doing is content, and he's mukbangs, and I'm literally gonna make a mess. We're literally just talking to him. We're literally talking to the guy, as if he could hear us. Which sounds crazy, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Now, when I watch the content I'm doing, it's kind of it. What is the goal behind the content? It's for you guys to find a safe place. It's you guys to be comfortable in what you're doing. It's for you guys to be safe where you are. You know what I mean? That's the goal behind the videos. And if I'm being completely honest, I would, this is a weird request, but if me making mukbang, I would have people talk to me in their stream, I would feel good because you would feel less lonely. Was Negocado entertaining? Yes. Why do you think I watched him when I ate? Because I was lonely. And there's nothing wrong with being lonely. So fuck the probe out there, you know? I would absolutely love that. Now, before we go, I have to do a disclaimer. No matter how popular the mukbang gets, this is never going to be a mukbang channel. It never was and never will be. There's nothing wrong with having a mukbang challenge, but I would feel very restricted what I'm doing, right? The drink of choice today is Quench. BEA's, not a sponsor. I would feel bad about it. I would feel like put a bit more because today we have a lot to do, so a little bit more energy. This is unhealthy, but I don't give a fuck. I would never do a just mukbang channel, never, with more. But once in a while, I would do it. And at the same time, this is very, very, well, it's tough. Because I wouldn't see myself having a family and maybe a mukbang challenge. However, I would see myself with my kids eating like a burger and just talking about life. You know? That would be a cool content. That would be fun. Right? We're not there yet. We might never get there. I don't know. But that would be cool. Now, if I was to do mukbang content, you would get a video like we did today. You would get to see me eat. You get to see me eat. And at the same time, I don't know mukbang if it's obligated to be such an amount of food. Because to me, like a mukbang is fun. And yes, the presentation of this much food is nice. It's like splurging. It's like a buffet, you know? But then, at the same time, if you're seeing people not finishing their food, you're like, ugh. You know? Questionable at the very best. So let me know in the comments if you want me to make some more mukbangs. What I would do also as a figure of speech, and I think this is important. If I was to do mukbang, it would be special food. So the restaurant, it would be, yeah, it would be restaurant, because I have a lot of food at home, but I had to do separation. My biggest problem with content creation right now is that the office for content creation is the apartment. This is where I live. This is where I sleep. This is where I jerk off. This is where I do a lot of stuff. So there's a need for a separation, and there's no separation. So it's a bit problematic. However, in a perfect world, we find a healthy balance between. And a healthy balance could be a different meal. Your brain is fantastic. Like, I could say, like, oh, we're going to the restaurant. Okay, well, this is a mukbang. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If we mix it well, peach and mango yogurt, peach and mango taste. Pretty good. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.